Hey everybody, today we're talking about Batman White Knight presents Generation Joker. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're talking about more Batman White Knight. This is Generation Joker. We're going to call it Generation Joker. This is another follow-up volume to the wonderful, fantabulous White Knight series. So the last one that came out was this one, which is Batman Beyond the White Knight. This is the last one written and drawn by Sean Murphy. Previously, he had collaborated with Katana Collins on Batman White Knight Presents Harley Quinn. So my suggestion, if you've read all the White Knight stuff, awesome. If you haven't read Harley Quinn, I think it's worth checking out. It's a really good story. The Matteo Scalera artwork in here is phenomenal. I did an overview of that on the channel already. So let's stop talking about that. But I just wanted to show you that this is the second of the collaboration books, as we'll call them, right? But what you do need to read before you read Generation Joker is Batman Beyond the White Knight, at a minimum. I mean, there's other stuff, like you should probably read the other White Knight books, which is Batman White Knight and then Curse of the White Knight with the Azrael storyline. But this is the one that's most important because Generation Joker picks up right after it. You have Harley Quinn, you have her kids, and they're basically Joker's kids, and then you have Batman being an old man. That whole setup is all explained in Beyond White Knight. So, Generation Joker, what do we got? We got a story by Sean Murphy, and script by Katana Collins and Clay McCormack, and artwork by Mirka Andolfo. It's one of the other covers. Let's go to the title page so we can get everybody just correct, because the story is really, really cool. I like this one a lot. Mirka Andolfo credited as the artist, and then Alejandro Sanchez as the colorist. And World's DC Hopkins as the letterer. All right, so Sean Murphy had the story, so I guess he outlined it or did whatever he did, and then we handed it off to Katana Collins and Clay McCormack to write the scripts, and this collects issues 1 through 6 of Generation Joker. That's a Dan Mora cover right there. Isn't that a beauty? So basically, what this is basically a follow-up tale to Beyond the White Knight, but we're following Joker's kids, right? So we have our young rebellious child, and then kind of the one who takes more interest in what's going on. And basically we have the return of, Jack Napier, right? So what White Knight did, if you're not familiar, just forgot, is that it established that Jack Napier and Joker are two separate, distinct personalities. And we saw Jack Napier kind of become the dominant personality in all over the place in White Knight, or Beyond the White Knight. Jack Napier was some sort of weird hologram thing, like a hard light hologram, and he was talking to Bruce Wayne the whole time as this personality. And then he discovered he has kids, and towards the end of the book, we say, all right, we're going to go and have fun with the kids. So that is what Generation Joker is. At the end of this, there you go. We see the return of the kids that were got kidnapped or ran off a little bit with the original Harley Quinn. And then we have Diana Prince showing up here at the end, and also a hint of Superman. So Diana Prince, Agent Diana Prince, she's not Wonder Woman, is in Generation Joker. She's like the government agent tracking them down. You have Bruce being old down here. And the first story arc kind of sets up the whole idea of they're wanting to have one last adventure with their dad, because I believe, if I recall correctly, the Hard Light program is going away. So they want to go and have an adventure with their dad. You got Red Hood and Robin here. That's all set up again in Beyond the White Knight. So yeah, it's pretty much a continuation of that storyline, except it's focusing on Jack and his kids. And then you have the two moms, Harley Quinn and Neo Joker, which is the second Harley, if you recall your Harley Quinns from this storyline, going with Poison Ivy and trying to find her kids. So at the same time, you have John Stewart, Special Agent Stewart, and Diana Prince as the cops on the case with these missing kids as they wreak havoc throughout Gotham City. Like I said, it's a really fun story. It's really, really good. I liked it. Surprisingly, I'm not a fan of kid stories sometimes or these one-offs, but I picked it up on the strength basically of the Harley Quinn spinoff in this universe. And there's a lot of things to like here because you're jumping around between the kids with Jack, the hologram, and then over to the Harley moms, as I'll call them, Neo Joker and regular Harley Quinn, trying to find them. The police stuff with Dan and Prince is honestly like the most forgettable part of the tale, but you have other villains popping in, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, there's Mr. Freeze's new design, and then you have Batman, Bruce Wayne coming in towards the end to kind of, be present in in the book that's kind of named after this universe. But don't expect this to be a Batman tale. This is really a Jack Napier, Joker, Harley Quinn tale along with their kids. So that's who you're really following in this book. So if you're expecting a Batman book, it is, but just don't expect Bruce Wayne to be in it a whole lot, right? That's all I will say. But all in all, this is a really nice presentation of a hardcover. I have all the hardcovers so far, so that's why I picked up this one. Here's the front cover with the art on board, the cover by Sean Murphy, and then the back with the two Harley Quinns. So this in the continuity in this universe is the original Harley Quinn, and this is the second Harley Quinn. And so this is your Harleen Quinzel, the classically known one. And then this one, when she was with Joker, she was more like the Arkham video game Harley Quinn or the New 52 Harley Quinn with the bodice and stuff instead of the bodysuit. So really, really fun storyline. They have the covers at the beginning of each chapter, followed by like a variant cover, as typical with DC books, right? So there's your main cover by Sean Murphy, and then the variant cover by Mirka Andolfo, who's the artist on the interiors. And then towards the back of this book, you have all of the variant covers collected. Design gallery, there's a couple pages of designs here. Here's Dan Mora, Matteo Scalera, Dan Panosian, Walt Simonson, Bose Reich, Clay McCormick. There you go. One of the writers doing a cover on this one. That's pretty cool. And then some designs. And that's it. So, yeah, I think it's fun. If you have fun with side stories like this, I recommend Generation Joker. If you're like, man, I really want Bruce Wayne to be all over the story, then, maybe check it out from the library or something like that, or borrow it from a friend, or maybe see if it's on sale at a con and then get it. But, I wouldn't spend, if you're a diehard Batman fan and really only want a Batman tale, don't get this book because you will be disappointed. However, if you're expecting a fun time or you like the Super Sons books and anything along those sort of lines, Generation Joker is pretty good. And if you're into the White Knight world, like I am, it's a really cool addition to where they left off the story here in Beyond the White Knight. So this may be the last White Knight thing we get for a long time. Sean Murphy's doing his Zorro Kickstarter, which I pre-ordered that hardcover a long time ago. I haven't read the single issues as they've been putting them out digitally in PDFs. I'm waiting for that hardcover to come in. But he said he's taking a break from the White Knight universe, so this may be the last thing we see from this universe for quite a while. I mean, he's got a whole Justice League to set up with Old Man Bruce, I think, because he promised us Lex Luthor in this last volume, and he set up Diana Prince and Jon Stewart. Like, he's weaving stuff in and out, so it's coming eventually if he gets back to it. So there you have it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of this book down below in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.